Hello and welcome to another I Explores. On today's video we're going to take a look round some more streets of Grimsby, so let's go. Okay, on today's video we're going to start off, this is Thorold Park, and I'm going to walk over that way down to Grimsby Streets south. As you can see, it's a nice day. This is the day after bombing night, and I've got some new equipment on the camera, so I'm trying that out as well. So okay, let's get on with the video. Okay, I'm now stood on Grimsby Street South and Buller Street corners. We see there's four. Now there used to be four shops there. Now one is now an house, that big white house there that you can see what rarely stands out. That was also a shop that was there. Now where the Premier is, there was a shop there called Grasky's Stores. And also where that says Bike Fix was a shop called Abby's Cleans. I think that's what it says. I think I can just make that out. If I'm wrong, comments below please. Okay, so anyway, let's carry on. Okay, so moving a bit further down Grimsby Street South now, where I am, where that Premier is, there was a shop next to Grasky's called S. Hutton's Stationery. Okay, I think it is roughly just there, where I am. Okay, so let's move on. Now this, along here, you see where the top, the windows are bricked in, look. Okay, now it's a builder's yard at the moment, but I did hear it was used during both world wars for storing ammunition. I don't know how true that is. If any of you can tell me in the comments, that would be great. Or what was it used for, should I say. As you can see, a lot of windows have been filled in on here, so it must have been something. Okay, let's move. Okay, what you're looking at there is number 5 Eleanor Street. This large Victorian villa was built in 1893 for a surgeon, Thomas W.J. Allen, who named it Fernhurst. Mr. Allen did not have far to move, as his previous address was 15 Ainton Street, as we know it today, Ainton Avenue. By 1913, it was occupied by another surgeon, the grandly named Charles Leopold Granville Chapman, and he lived from 1871 to 1951, according to this. He had shares in a Grimsby trawler called the Verbena. I'll spell that out, Verbena, and the number on it is, if anybody wants to look it up, is GY176. Following Chapman's death in 1951, Fernhurst was occupied by the Borough Council in November of that year, and extend the house as used as a old person's home. Right, interesting, old person's home. We usually call it care homes today, I believe. So anyway, on to the next. Okay, I'm currently stood on Wellington Street, and to the right of this picture is Albion Street. Now where you can see them houses, there was a mill there. It says Joinery and Moulding Manufacturers, and this was owned by Cooper and Snowdens. Okay, so that's where that was. Okay, this is looking towards Wellington Street and Victor Street corner. Now that shop you're looking at, obviously it's a tattoo place now. It used to be Webb's Grocery, Tea and Provision Store, and also it was the Victor Street Post Office. And it says on the, they used to sell bacon and hams as well, so that's what that was. Oh, and he was a tea merchant. Okay, let's carry on. I'm now stood on the corner of Oxford Street and Victor Street. Now where I'm stood, behind me is now obviously houses and whatever in there. There used to be an off licence. It says 83 to 85, the corner of Oxford Street and Victor Street. And this is where I'm stood, right on this like grass down here. This is where it was, Victor Street that way, Oxford Street up there. So this is where that was. Okay, as you can see, we're now on Guildford Street. Wait till the other picture comes. Oh, there we go. So, Guildford Street ran from Oxford Street all the way down to Wellington Street and crossed over Cope Street, which is that road directly in front where the camera's pointing there. Now, Cope Street obviously is completely gone. A lot of it has, and a lot of like Guildford Street was demolished, I think, around about the 70s, I'm not sure. Now, where this arrow is pointing, in a second, there it comes. That is where there was a school just there, and also there was a school across the road from it which still exists today. Okay, so that is that area, so let's move on. Back onto Thorold Park, as you can see there, where it is. Now, I've seen many pictures of the gates. Now this looks like the possible area of where you came in massive wrought iron gates was here. I'm going to turn around, because in the ground there's quite a few things down there, like these old stones, and there's a, I don't know what that is down there, but the same the other side, so I'm assuming this is where it was. Okay, I'm looking at here, and you're just imagining the big wrought iron gates going over this way. But if I find out I'm in the right place, I will put it on this video. But yeah, this seems to be like it. Not 100%, but possibly. Okay, let's move on. So I'm now on Castle Street. Now look at this big building here. I've tried to find out what this was. I know it was a firm in there not long ago, because I've seen the picture on a Google Earth, but I wonder what it was originally. It must have been some sort of works. Now, there's a works that I have found, and it was a rock factory, but where the location was is hard to find. If anybody do know, it'd be great. But yeah, Castle Street is one of the most famous streets, this, in World War I and II, I believe. It's the most men that got killed in the Battle of the Somme that came from this very street. I mean, it does run all the way down there and all the way that way, so you can see that there'll be a lot of men from down here that went. Building here, this is where St Anthony's Orphanage was, and later it became a carpet place, and then obviously it got knocked down and demolished and this place put in its place, which is the Smart Children's Centre says on there. But yeah, that's where that was, St Anthony's Orphanage. Okay, so I'm now stood on Nelson Street. This is the famous P-bung there. We'll move a bit further down. I'm going to show you something else at the end of this street, which is over there where the flats were. At Nelson Street, which I just walked down, through here, obviously it was the flats, but there was a place called the Centre Vale. Okay, it was like in a square shape. You went through an archway to get into it, I believe, from a picture I've seen, but that was situated in there. And then obviously that got knocked down, the flats were built and they got knocked down. Okay, so I'm now down on Railway Street in the corner of Kent Street. Now this building behind me here, in 1898 was a publishing office for the Sporting Echo, and later became a workshop for Umber Electronics. As you can see, it's still here. Look at that. Massive old building. Let's go around the side, not going to go too far. There's a telegraph pole in the way here. Feed that round. Hey up. So yeah, that is what this building was. Okay, so we've come to the end of another video. You enjoyed that one. I'd like to welcome my new members to the channel, much appreciate it, and for all you watching my content, I much appreciate that as well. So on that note, I will see you all next time on the next video. Bye for now.